All right, you're tuned into Bare Knuckle Bowker, and very excited to be talking to an individual looking to maintain that unbeaten BKB record into Miami on August 29th and takes on Triston Harrison, doing so in a super featherweight bout. And great to see the featherweight champion back in the BKB Mighty Trigon, and happy to have my guest Yampier Ramirez on Bare Knuckle Bowker today. How you doing, man?
Everything good, bro. Everything good. Ready to put a show on. Those 29 already.
Yeah, I mean, how does it feel returning? I mean, your last fight saw you cement yourself as that BKB featherweight champion at BKB 52. I imagine there's quite a bit of excitement getting back out there. I mean, different weight category, so navigating some different opportunities, but I imagine you're excited to be back all the same.
I'm hella excited to be back, mainly because I'm back in town. My last fight was by New York, fighting back in town, Miami. Really excited to show out, put a great show like always, and feel the love of my crowd, of my people.
Yeah, and it seems like this is like a really like big theme in not just this card, but I feel like anytime like the promotion has come out to really anywhere in Florida, like there's such like a big like Cuban presence out there and stuff like that. And it seems like the fighters who represent Cuba really get that extra emboldenment fighting in front of that crowd. Is that the kind of dynamic you're talking about there?
Exactly. 'Cause we feel it. It's a crowd and fighter moment. Like we feel the energy. We feel great. We in town. We like it. It's a great feeling to have a Cuban crowd out there supporting you, and that's just a Cuban crowd. Any type of crowd that really shows love to you, the fighter really appreciates that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It just seems like that's such like a, I mean, obviously like where you're from is such like a foundational piece in like a general, like overarching sense, but just some of the quotes that I see, like talking about your journey, talking about how like growing up in Cuba was difficult, but ultimately like made you who you are and how that kind of emboldens you to want to put your flag as high as you can. So just considering all the things we're talking about, this would seem like a, a massive moment for you in a lot of regards.
Exactly, because over there, everybody know the struggle I've been through, and I'm pretty sure most of the people that's gonna be there are gonna be happy to see me with my hand raised, doing a great job. And at the end of the day, I fight for that. I fight for actually myself and my family, no, but I fight for to make my people proud, to make them believe that we can do it, no matter where we came from, no matter what the situation was when we were growing up, or however it would have been. If it was hard, then just make the best out of it and outgrow yourself and be the best version of yourself that you can be.
No, it's a great mindset piece for sure, man. And obviously, there's a lot to talk about with this fight and prospects in the future and etc. But I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't delve into the last fight even a bit further. Like I mentioned, you won the championship, but also the distinction of becoming BKB's youngest champion ever. Like just I guess everything from that experience and whatnot. Like, what are your big takeaways from that one? It seemed like a historic victory you had against Ash Williams in March.
Hey, shout out to Ash William, tough opponent. And that victory, bro, shit, it means a lot, bro. It means a lot because, like you said, young champion. But it honestly, like, it just motivates me even more to keep on going. Like, it's for me, I see it just as a beginning of something great. It feels amazing. It's the best feeling ever. Holding that belt, giving that belt to my mom, it's the best thing ever. But it's just the beginning, bro. Like, I'm young. I'm still going out there. I still got to show the world what I'm made of and what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was just cool to see you guys like kind of interacting the day after, like BKB posting that on their socials. Like there's like some battle scars and whatnot, obviously from something like bare knuckle, but you guys like having that mutual respect. I just always like seeing that kind of stuff.
At the end of the day, brother, it's a tough sport, but it's a sport, you know. I'm an athlete. I'm not a street fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like I always keep my respect between my opponent because it's not personal. Like we both want to win, but there's only one winning. And at the end of the day, it's a sport. Respect to my opponents always.
And I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't get a follow up on what you were talking about there in terms of like how many more goals you have that you want to accomplish. Like, what does that look like for you? Like, what would you ultimately want to achieve going forward here?
Bro, everything, everything. I want to be the best of the best, on top of the top. Like, I really don't have a straight goal, but I do know I want to be great. I want to be the greatest. I want to be out there. I want to show the world what I'm capable of doing, putting my flag out there. Exactly, an exact goal I don't have. I'm sure I should go with the flow to whatever life one takes me to. But I know I'm gonna put my hardest and dedication to become the best. That's what I know.
Yeah, there's just some interesting moving parts, like even you fighting as super featherweight, and I could be like reading into that maybe a little bit, but it would seem like maybe, you're looking to position yourself as a contender in another weight division. Like I feel like becoming like a multiple weight category champion is like usually something fighters at least contemplate. Is that kind of part and parcel with why you're fighting at super featherweight here, or maybe just certain circumstance, I suppose?
Testing the waters is the first time I'm gonna do 130. I've never done 130 in my life, not even amateur. I'm just testing to see how it goes and eventually be the champion at 130. Who knows if that comes through? We should just focus. I go, like I said, man, I go with the flow. I train the hardest for whatever situation life puts me on.
I guess I just bring that up because that super featherweight title will be contested for on this card. And speaking of, high level Cuban fighters, champion Alberto Blas defending that belt against Brandon Birr, who, has a wealth of experience in like that title scene in the company as well. And someone you've also fought as well, Brandon Birr, I'm referring to there. And just, yeah, curious to get your thoughts on that fight, considering like your familiarity with at least one of the participants in the ring.
That fight is gonna be really good. I got the Cuban blood. I will always go for the Cuban. I wouldn't like to fight a Cuban, but it's a sport. Whatever life wanna put me on. But that fight is gonna be really great. I'm excited for that fight. I'm excited for that fight because both of them, they're gonna go out there. They're not gonna go and play games. Both of them fighters are really good. That fight, I'm hella excited for.
And it would seem like it would directly like inform your career in a particular regard, one would think, just in the sense of like I talked to Alberto Blas the other day, and he was saying if he gets his ideal outcome in this one, like it could potentially be his last fight in the weight division, then he might pursue gold and higher weight categories. But then if Brandon Birr were to cement himself as champion, that's obviously someone you have familiarity with, you have the victory over. So it could be like a rematch potentially there. So it would seem like, a great sort of contextual kind of dynamic there for you. Like it could, I guess, like, pay dividends if you get your ideal outcome here. Maybe it puts you in a good position for another title as well.
Brother. May the best man win. I want nothing but the best for both. It's impossible for both of them to win, but both of them to come out of there healthy and whoever wins wins, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I'm not picking and choosing. Of course, I wouldn't want my Cuban to win, but like I told you earlier, it's a tough fight. That fight's gonna be hella great. And one step at a time. My mindset is first here in this fight. Let me feel myself at 130, see how it goes. Potentially in the future, if I can do the title fight for 130, more than welcome. But I go a step at a time. I'm first focused in this fight, try to do the best I could, and for there we take it.
Yeah, no, of course. And to that point, your opponent, Triston Harrison, someone who seemingly has quite a bit of experience in a few different combat sports and whatnot, like Muay Thai and kickboxing, as well as like glove boxing and MMA experience listed on their ledger. Like, what are your thoughts on them as an opponent? Like, not necessarily like bare knuckle specific footage to kind of comb over per se, but definitely an experienced individual across a few combat sports. Like, what are your thoughts on what Harrison brings to the table here as an opponent coming up in this Florida fight?
He's gonna be a great opponent like every other opponent I've fought. He's gonna come out there to win. And he has a great background. I come from MMA. So the background that he has is pretty similar to the pace of the type of fighting we have in bare knuckle. So he's not gonna be very familiar just because of the fact that he's not gonna have gloves on, but he's gonna be familiar. He's not gonna be like in new waters. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Put a great show for my people out there, and nothing. Give out the best.
Yeah, and so many intriguing pieces to this card. Like, I guess going off of what you're saying there, I'd be curious to get your thoughts on, Olympic gold medalist Yuriorkis Gamboa readying to make his bare knuckle debut on that same card at BKB 58. Like, what are your thoughts in terms of like how he could potentially like adapt his game into something like gloved boxing? Because like I feel like relative to my perspective and just talking to some fighters, it's almost like when you lean into that like deeper like amateur boxing pedigree that almost like serves you more in bare knuckle because it's more of like a sharp shooting kind of method as opposed to like more of like a high octane power thing with like the professional gloved boxing ranks. Like I guess all that being said, like what are your thoughts on what Gamboa could potentially show in the Trigon here at the end of the month?
Gamboa's a veteran, brother. He's ready in all type of situations. Like almost any other Cuban, I don't know his record, but I'm pretty sure he has a whole lot of amateur fights, like almost every other Cuban. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a knockout. Pretty sure he's gonna knock his opponent out because he has that power with gloves. Imagine without. I'm pretty sure he has that knockout power still in him. And that fight is also gonna be amazing. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for seeing Yuriorkis Gamboa in action. I never seen him face to face, and see him there in my car is gonna be really really good. We got that car's pretty stacked up with really good fights. We also got Yuli fighting there. That I'm really excited for the 29, man.
Yeah, there's some cool connections too, because like there was a post around like when you had kind of like made your debut or like around that point where the post was talking about like your star was born that night and it was on the night Robert Duran Jr. bounced back from defeat and got like a strong statement win. So yeah, cool to see him on the card too. I mean, there's yeah,
Also,
just yeah,
that's
I know.
true.
Yeah, for sure. And then like Jordan Fuentes fighting Keegan Vandermeer, the Cuban crocodile. Like there's just yeah, a lot to look forward to, no doubt.
No, that car is gonna be stacked, bro. That car, you cannot miss this event, bro. I'm telling you, I'm ready. I would love to be the first fight just so I can sit there and watch the rest of the night, man.
Yeah, and then someone you have a certain level of connection to. Like I mentioned, Fuentes, like he got a victory at that BYB 34 card back when the promotion was called BYB, but also Gustavo Trujillo got a victory that same night. And it'll be cool to see him in that Mark O'Neill heavyweight title fight. I feel like Gustavo is like kind of similar to you in a certain sense, insofar as like he's got that like really strong bare knuckle record, but also that strong gloved boxing record that he's putting together at the same time. And one of the best pound for pound fighters in the sport, if not the best in some eyes. So that'll be really cool to see too.
No, of course not. It's always great to see. It's always great to see him in the ring. Like, he always puts a great show. He's definitely for me. He's basically the best pound for pound fighter that there is, and he got that Cuban blood in him, bro. That's what makes us a special man.
And what's it like fighting in a space like the Trigon? I believe I was like checking out an interview that you were doing where it seemed like the first fight there was like a bit of like a feeling out kind of process, but after that it was kind of like a duck in water type of situation. Like how has it been, I guess adapting to the Trigon piece? Because it seems like outside of that first fight where there was like maybe even just like a relative like adjustment curve kind of piece, it seems like after you're just really like off to the races. Like it really seems like you have like great specific work for that kind of a compact space.
Brother, the first time I stepped in there, it was like, bro, this shit's really small. I had never stepped in nowhere similar to that. And nothing, it's just adjusting the moment, but it does feel weird at first. But it's what I like, brother. I like to be in tight spaces so we can fight. There's no spaces to run around. There's no nothing to be joking. If you get in the corner, you're gonna regret it. And that's what makes BKB so special, man, because of that trigon. There's no running around. It's just either you fight or you fight. That's it. But adjusting to that at first was like, okay, it's pretty weird, but we got it. Like I've been in tough spaces.
For sure. I would even guess just with, I mean, obviously you were saying before you're not a street fighter and there's like a ring craft kind of piece, but maybe even just like the mental grit kind of piece, just like some of the aspects of your upbringing and stuff like that. Like maybe you have a level of like resolve and ability to adapt that maybe not as many people kind of have, like in terms of your, I guess, capacity to deal with adversity at all.
Yeah, bro. Like I mentioned earlier, I used to do MMA, and the MMA ring that we have, the little cage, was pretty small compared to like an actual size cage. It was pretty small, so I guess I got my like fighting in a small place from there. And I've also you feel me, like adapting is a good thing for me because I've done various sports, so I adapt to almost every other situation that there is.
And it's just a cool time for not just bare knuckle fighters considering the opportunity out there, but also fans, media, etc. I guess I'm bringing up the fact that BKFC is also doing an event on August 29th, just that Fenway Park card with Kai Stewart and Harry Gigliotti. So I think something like that just really like shows like the health and growth of the industry overall. And I guess from my perspective, I love to like see that for the fighters. Like you sometimes see people like crossing like to and from and whatnot, and it gives fighters that like leverage to like negotiate a deal that's gonna ultimately best serve them. Like just the idea of there being like multiple kind of suitors out there, and there's like these two big events going on the same day. It seems to show that bare knuckle is in a healthy place, I would think.
No, bare knuckles is skyrocketing, bro. It's just starting. It's a brand new sport compared to MMA, compared to boxing that been hell of years around. From here to 10 years, 20 years, bare knuckle, bro. I feel like bare knuckle's gonna take over. Not even just boxing, because it's what the fans like. Like everybody wants to see a knockout in the fight, especially without gloves. I feel like it's really what the fans just likes, bro. Like bare knuckle is a different sport. It's really out there. You're not gonna go. You can't watch a bare knuckle fight and be like, I don't know, like on your phone or whatever, because you're gonna miss the whole event.
Mhm.
You're gonna miss the whole everything. You're gonna miss the greatest thing ever. You gotta stay focused on the fight, actually watch the fight and enjoy it. That's why I feel like bare knuckle is gonna take over.
It was kind of funny. I had like an ex girlfriend from like a couple of years ago who like I try to show her certain combat sports and just like MMA. It'd be like, oh, this round is still going on. Like this is so long, and I'd show her bare knuckle, and she's like, okay, this is pretty cool. They're just getting right to it. It's like meat and potatoes.
Exactly. It's just the fans want to see a knockout and want to see blood and want to see a great fight. Bare knuckle. Don't get me wrong. I love MMA.
Mm-hmm.
But MMA, the reason I left MMA was just because of the simple fact whenever there's a good striker, they want to straight wrestle you. They're not gonna stand there and fight and take the beating. They're gonna take you to the ground and do this and that. I don't like that. You feel me? I like, let's fight. Let's beat each other up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're here for. We're not here to hug around or nothing. We're here to beat each other up. That's it.
And I didn't really think of it in like these terms necessarily, but like when I referenced earlier that you were BKB's youngest champion, I think that's cool that it also exists in a context where BKB uses those like Police Gazette diamond belts, like that century plus rich lineage of, just like deep history of combat sports. So is that like a piece that you can kind of appreciate in a certain way? Like I feel like as bare knuckle keeps growing, as we were kind of talking about, I feel like some of those historical pieces will just keep building over time and whatnot. So, like, what are your thoughts on those pieces, I suppose?
That for me is art piece, brother. Uh, it's every medal has is his special little thing, and the belt should that's art piece right there. That stays at my mom's house at a pretty nice little wall with the belt. That for me is just a collection. It's art piece, bro. That's really nice. It's really nice that you asked me that because I really look at the trophies and the medals. Like I really appreciate them, and especially that the detail that they put into it, the extra mile that BKB goes and they put details in them, bro, is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like the attention to detail piece is very evident. Yeah, they really, yeah, like justifiably, like make the fighters feel special. I feel like there's a personalized touch to like the medals and the belts and just a real level of like care and craftsmanship put into it. So love to see that.
For sure, do appreciate that.
Yeah, and I don't know how deep you are in like the weight cut right now, so I don't want to like tease you per se, but I was seeing on BKB's No Gloves All Talk chat that you were talking about how like I guess like the post fight, post weight cut snacks are generally like getting that bread and the condensed milk and getting like some Cuban pizza going. Is that
Yep.
kind of on the docket for after this one on August 29th here?
For my every weight cut since I've been an amateur, the first thing I do, I go get a pizza, bro. That's the go-to. Then you feel me? Pizza and pasta is the go-to. At the spot, I eat some fruits and stuff, but pizza is my biggest craving, brother. I'm dying. I'm more excited for the 28 than I'm excited for the 29. I'm dying to eat. I'm a fat boy at heart. Hell yeah, dying to get a pizza, man. That's the best feeling ever. As soon as you get off that scale, you hydrate. You go. I'm gonna go get a pizza for sure.
And I've seen you talk in that same interview about like Cuban pizza, like how it's a bit thicker and there's like certain like almost like tastefully like burnt kind of portions like around the crust and stuff like that. Is there like a spot I should be going to in Miami? Like I'm gonna be out there checking out the fights. Is there a spot I should go to for Cuban pizza? Like is there like a go-to solid location?
Down there, I don't know about down there because that's gonna be like by Miami Beach. But if you take like a little 20-minute drive, you can go out at either to Tauro Pizza or also at Julio. There's a bunch, bro. You can go to Palenque Pizzeria. There's one that there's 24 hours open. It's just Cuban pizza around Hialeah is everywhere. It's the best thing ever, bro. At gas stations, you will have a pizza place. Trust me, is it? But also Julio is really good. Also Julio is really really good. Palenque also, and Toro. That's like top three. Toro pizza. They're fire.
No, I love it. You gave me a few options to kind of pick from. That gives me some good variety. So yeah, big shout out.
Yeah, nah. Is that Cuban pizza, bro? It's really good, especially after a weight cut. Oh, trust me, that hits.
Yeah, it's going to be a big moment for you and whatnot. And I mean, I'm getting a little bit of a birthday present that day too. I was mentioning August 29th and whatnot, like this big event, and then BKFC doing a big event. And yeah, it's going to be taking in some great live bare knuckle action. What a better way to, spend one's birthday, as it were.
Oh, is your birthday the 29th?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get you with a nice little victory, brother. That's my
yeah.
birthday gift for you.
No, good looking out, man. But I really do appreciate you making the time today, Yampier. It's
I
been great.
appreciate you, brother. And I'm sorry for being so unresponsible. I totally forgot about the time.
No, no worries, man. You got a lot on the go. You're preparing for a fight. And kind of like I was saying before we got the recording going, like we made it work now. So that's kind of how I look at it. So yeah, no worries. It's all Gucci.
All right. Thank you, brother.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like we covered a lot of territory. It's been great having you on for the first time. I've been following your career for a little bit now, but in the interest of giving you the floor, is there maybe a final parting thought you felt inclined to say is where wrapping up here? I feel like we covered a decent bit of territory, but if you had any final parting thought you wanted to add.
Nothing, brother. So everybody supporting me should show out, go out there. The 29 is gonna be a great card, and I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna put out a show for everybody, for my family, for all my fans. I'm gonna be out there.
Well, it's really cool to see, an unbeaten combatant who's the featherweight champion in BKB coming back for this super featherweight fight. And yeah, this Triston Harrison fight on August 29th is going to be a great one as part of what's ultimately quite the stacked BKB 58 card. But again, Yampier, thanks so much for coming on Bare Knuckle
Thank
Bowker
you,
today
bro.
and giving great insights. Looking forward to checking out the fight when it goes down. But until then, you have a good rest of your day, man. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, brother.